Hello, welcome to the Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochran. In each of our cities, we have these amazing inner city gardens. This is Government House here in Perth, Western Australia. The plants that are in this garden are just simply amazing. Many of them planted by the very first settlers here. So you get to see different plants from all over the world, which is very much what our nation is about these days. Now, this is a particularly special place because we are heading very close on the 12th of March to doing the ultimate backyard cricket match. Now, this is a fundraiser and it's a very important one. It helps Pirate Ship Foundation, which helps children with brain cancer. And if you know me, you'll know that this is very important to me personally. Now, we have got a fabulous show coming up for you. Here's what you can look forward to today. Ever wondered how new species of plants are created? Well, I'll introduce you to the new blue kangaroo paw. Hot and humid isn't always the ideal feeling, but for Nev's Exotics, well, they're loving this new greenhouse. And say hello to some familiar faces, plus welcome a brand new guru.
We gardeners are a bit of a strange lot. We like to grow the most exotic plants possible, like this gorgeous white monkey-tailed cactus. And many of the plants we want to grow are completely unsuited to the climate that we live in. But the harder they are to grow, the more we want to grow them. Does that sound familiar? Owning a greenhouse gives us the chance to grow something our neighbours can only dream about. Here's a few exotics that need a warm, tropical environment to survive winter in this Mediterranean climate. Now, tropical orchids don't like the cold of our winter, and the beautiful adenium doesn't like having wet feet during the winter dormant season. And pandan, or pandanus, this fella drops dead at the first sign of some cool weather. All of them will very happily live in an enclosed, covered environment like this. I love the idea behind the Holman walk-in greenhouse. You buy it as a complete DIY kit, no tools, bolts or screws required. Simply push the pieces in place to create the frame and then secure the cover with the ties located inside. The woven cover is weather resistant and it has a roll-up door. While the footprint is a square metre, this has been designed to give you plenty of room to move around in, and also there's plenty of shelf space there to put your pot plants on. Tropical plants love high humidity. This simple misting system included in the kit makes it easy to get your plants to believe that they're transported to a Singapore rainforest. 4 shelves are provided. I reckon this would be ideal for propagating new plants from cuttings or seed. Just plug in a garden hose to the connector and a gentle mist descends on your plants. This can be attached to a Holman WX1 tap timer to enable you to control the watering of your greenhouse from your smartphone. Now you can use your new greenhouse to get the jump on the tomato season for spring. What you do is sow the seeds in the middle of winter so your plants are ready to jump as soon as spring arrives. Now that is smart gardening.
Back in 2003 and 4, we went national out of Perth and started playing the program all over the country. And one of the very first presenters we had on the series was a young lady by the name of Linda Ross. Now, Linda is a landscape architect, an incredibly talented horticulturalist, but she's come back this series and she's sharing her knowledge.
Autumn is a wonderful time to be outside, and as a gardener, it's the best time of year to plant. The soil is still warm from that lovely summer we had, but the air is cooling off, so it's the best time to get new plants in the ground. I've chosen sea lavender, Limonium perettii. Now, I'm sure you know the deep purple status, but this one is a soft lilac-y silver called White Star, and it will give me a long flowering, coastal loving pop of colour but grow nice and low at the front of my border. To accompany it, I've chosen my favourite flannel flowers with soft velvety leaves and ivory petals. These are indigenous to my area, grow beautifully, but I like to plant them in tube stock. They're nice and cheap, I can buy a few more, and they establish better than larger pots. To welcome my newbies, I'm giving them a good drink with Sea Sol Gold to help settle in new roots, to stop transplant shock and allow the roots to penetrate into the surrounding friable soil. It's important to give it a really good shake because all that sludgy goodness is down the bottom. And the other really important thing is to actually get the ratios right, so you really do want to measure it out. I know it's just seaweed and you think I'll just slosh it in, but don't. I want you to measure out the capfuls. One capful is 10 mils and we need 30 mils for this watering can. So I'm going to do this fortnightly to bed all my little babies in. So there we have it, Limonium White Star and my little patch of flannel flowers, all getting the best start possible.
I showed you my lawn a couple of series ago getting a dose of the rock mineral magic. It's claimed to hold moisture and nutrients and act as a wetting agent, but the hottest summer on record has shown it's not living up to the sales hype, quite sadly, and I'm going to have to act fast to stop permanent damage to the lawn. The only solution to extreme conditions like this in my mind is adding a wetting agent to the dry patches and activating it. Top dressing with the Lawn Reviver is also something that has a very positive effect on getting the lawn to recover. So I'll be applying the Lawn Reviver and Sea Sol wetting agent together, and I promise you in 2 weeks there'll be a dramatic improvement in appearance and the lawn will recover from the stress of summer heat. Now, it's autumn time. It's time to be giving your plants a feed. So many different plants in the garden need a boost. They've had a great run through the summer months, but as you move into autumn, it's very important you provide a complex supply of nutrients, particularly for plants that are really hungry, like avocados, mangoes, you've got your roses, and of course, all of your veggies. It's time to get some of this into them. It's Tro Forte. Now, it has over 60 beneficial micro and macronutrients, but it also has 24 beneficial soil microbes. So you're boosting the biological life in the soil, as well as boosting the nutrients that are available to keep your plants healthy. Now's the time to be getting it out. This will activate soil microbial activity and life and provide a much needed nutrient boost. Now, it's very important that you do fix these problems that have come through summer. Any dry patches in gardens, get some wetting agent in. If you've got patches in your lawn, top dress it. Get some wetting agent to make sure the water is getting down into the soil. Most importantly, boost the growth of all your plants. It's vitally important, isn't it, buddy? If you've got a complex nutrient supply, things like, well, all those essential ingredients, including those beneficial microbes, you cannot go wrong. You'll end up with a great looking garden this autumn, but you've got to do it now, don't you, buddy?
One of the most memorable moments after 20 years of filming with the Garden Gurus was when we were doing a story in the Newman mine, and we had this enormous explosion about to happen, and it was all choreographed, and I had to deliver 4 or 5 or 10 words, I can't remember how many, but I had to get it right, because if I missed it, that was it. There wasn't going to be another explosion for 4 weeks, so I nailed it, and I was so happy.
Well, that's 1.7 million tonne of rock lifted up, just like that.
G'day folks, I'm just admiring these wonderful fruits here. I've got lemons, limes, nectarine, oranges, apple, pawpaw, just sensational, delicious and healthy. And of course the best fruits are those that are homegrown, but sometimes it can be a challenge picking them. Reaching for the ladder is always tempting and will help get the job done. But remember, folks, ladders are the most common cause of DIY accidents, especially on uneven and sometimes soft ground in the garden. Undoubtedly, the best and safest way to pick fruit from a tree is with a pole pruner. Your feet stay firmly on the ground And unless you've had one too many sherbets at lunch, you're unlikely to fall over. A pole pruner is far more efficient for fruit picking as less time is spent going up and down and moving a ladder. This is especially important for orchard owners where picking fruit quickly means more productivity and less labour. Wolfgarten's fruit picker really is a stroke of genius. It's got this built-in cutting blade here that ensures that the fruit gets cut cleanly off the tree and falls straight into the bag. And the bag's quite generous, so it'll fit a few fruits, making this a very efficient way to pick your fruit. And the best thing is, you can beat the birds at their own game because you get to choose when to pick the fruit. Beautiful. One of Wolfgarten's famous signature design systems is, of course, the ingenious multi-star system, which allows you to connect over 70 different tool heads to various poles and handles with just one simple click. That includes the fruit picker to a standard wooden or aluminium handle. Or for taller trees, attach an extendable vario pole, which come in sizes up to 4 metres long. Have a look at this for a haul. I've got 2 lemons, 2 limes and an apple, all off the one tree. Now remember folks, all Wolfgarten tools are made in Germany and built to last.
Well, it's that time of year again. Believe it or not, it's time to be thinking about spring flowering bulbs. And daffodils, well, they're the king of all of them. And if you're going to get daffodils, you need to be going to Garden Express because they're digging them right now and delivering them direct to your door. When you get them, you want them just like this, nice big ones. As a general rule, daffodils are better grown in the cooler states in Australia or in pots in warmer climates. They grow best in semi-shade or in a bright open spot, and they love company, so plant them in groups. Now, here's a few tips when your bulbs turn up in the mail. First thing, if the weather's still too warm, don't go planting them straight away. In fact, what you want to do is keep them in a dry, cool spot until they're ready to go into the ground. You don't need to refrigerate them because they've come from a cool climate location anyway. Now, the second one is never plant your bulbs too deep, all right? Big mistake. You should only plant them, well, twice the depth of their width. So, get your bulb planter out, you've got your little markings on the side there, you go, okay, well, that's 10 centimetres, all right? They're 5 centimetres across, so it's a 10 centimetre hole to go in the ground. And last but not least, when your bulbs are up and flowering, here's one tip that most of us forget to do, and that's to feed them. Give them a feed while they're flowering. You'll get longevity in the flowering, plus those bulbs will build up and be bigger for next season.
The biggest change in gardening over the last 20 years, I'd say, would have to be the interest in people growing their own fruit and veggies at home, the explosion in community gardens, a lot of which we shoot at, and people's interest in the environment and wellness. A lot of younger people getting involved in gardening and keen to grow their own at home and knowing what they're eating.
One of the greatest things about gardening has to be the people you meet along the way. And one person I'm excited to introduce you to, and I have a sneaky feeling you'll be seeing him a bit on the screen, is fellow horticulturist James Buckley. I've invited James to the farm to take a look around and to join me for a good old-fashioned plant potting update. I have several pots and unusual containers that have been lying around in the shed for a while now, and they're gathering dirt and dust, and I thought, instead of throwing them away, let's upcycle them. And if you've got a container at home, just make sure it has drainage holes, and you can add a layer of horticultural charcoal if needed. Which do you reckon you're going to use?
Oh, Bonnie, you know I'm going with this fern tree stump. It has absolutely caught me. It is beautiful. And I reckon if we chuck a couple of kangaroo paws in there, it'll look fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we've got some specialised potting mix because you want to give your natives the right conditions.
For our planters, we are using Osmocote Premium Potting Mix for natives because it has a low soil pH for low phosphorus sensitive plants, and it's boosted with iron and calcium, which helps to promote healthy foliage.
This mix also contains Scott's Osmocote fertiliser, which will feed plants gradually for up to 6 months. And being a controlled release feed means that it won't burn soft leaves or young tender roots.
I think these are coming along really nicely, and if you're planning on growing natives in some containers, make sure to go for varieties that are naturally a bit more compact and smaller, so low bushes or even ground covers will do the trick.
Absolutely. And when they're finished, don't forget to give them a bit of a feed with some Osmocote controlled release fertiliser for natives. It's got everything you need for low phosphorus loving plants. One application will feed plants for up to 6 months, which means less feeding less often. The release of nutrients also depends on the temperature. Warmer weather means more nutrients, and when it's cold, the less they will need.
This fertiliser is also boosted with trace elements, which means it will promote greener leaves for longer and healthier growth. I think these have turned out so well. I love them, and I like how we've used different pots and colours and textures. So thank you for coming out and helping me today.
Oh, no worries, Bonnie. It's been a great time. I loved it. I love how this has turned out, and you know what? I don't care what you say. I'm taking this home with me. So, see you later.
I've been really fortunate over the last couple of decades to be able to share my passion for gardening with you. But I've also had the fortune of being able to bring a lot of other passionate garden lovers, horticulturists and nurserymen, and those people that I admire the most, the plant breeders. Can you imagine having a job where you get to breed these incredible plants that just brighten people's lives up? What a legacy. Nobody inspires me more than this guy. Digby Grounds is one of those people you spend time with and cannot get enough of. He's humble, incredibly talented and passionate. And what he does with the native plant species we love so much is simply inspiring. Kings Park and Botanical Garden has a mission, and it's introducing more and more of us to the beauty of this unique biosphere that's considered one of the world's biodiversity hotspots. 12,000 plus plant species you will find nowhere else on the planet. Digby and his team are taking the development of those species to a whole new level to allow us to all grow these amazing plants, unique to this part of the world, in our own gardens.
Well, we started in 2007, Trevor, and our real aim was to breed disease tolerance into those smaller growing kangaroo paws, because when you try and cultivate them in your garden, they die, they look unsightly, and so we really targeted that. Out of that breeding for disease tolerance, we created a lot of complex parents, and now what's happening is that we're getting this amazing array of novel colours right through. So we've pretty much got every colour in the rainbow now. So these three here,
Yeah.
so we've got a purple
That's
flowering
right,
plant,
yeah.
a green one, and one with blue in it. They're all siblings, so they're all the same cross. So just from that one cross, we get all of this variation, and I can't predict what colours are coming through. Yeah. So I get surprised every day, which is fantastic.
You must have pinched yourself when you first saw the blue.
Look, I still remember the day I walked around the corner and saw it. I was gobsmacked, amazed, because there's no way that I would expect a blue colour to come from kangaroo paws. That particular plant had a lot of disease, so we spent many years breeding that disease out while maintaining that colour. And now we've got this fantastic plant, Masquerade, that is going to be released.
This is a chance for people to bring it into their own backyards. What are your recommendations with care?
Oh, look, there's a couple of things that people can do. They can put it in the ground like they normally do, and it'll grow quite well. It has far less disease, and so you just give it a bit of open space. You chop it back to ground level about this time of year every year, and it should give you many years of flowering. But the other way to do it is to grow it in a container like you see here.
The release of Masquerade is about to happen. There's some plants here in WA. A few plants on the East Coast, but not a lot?
There's small amounts available in the eastern states now. The first release really is here in WA, but then it's going global.
Wow, how fantastic is that, mate?
Yeah.
Well, here's a reminder of what legacy is all about. This beautiful tree was planted by Captain James Stirling, the first Governor and Commander-in-Chief of the Swan River Colony back in 1835 in Government House's grounds. And today it stands as a reminder of history, but not just that, it's just a beautiful tree with so much character, and it's one of the many things that you should come and check out here at Government House in the heart of the city of Perth. Don't forget, on the 12th of March, we have the ultimate backyard cricket match. You are going to see some legends of cricket. Come and join some people who are definitely not legends of cricket. to play a game to raise money for a very important charity. It is the Pirate Ship Foundation, and this is an incredible cause that helps children with brain cancer. It is so important. So if you can help in any way, please do that. If you're in Perth, come down and enjoy the day. Now, that's all we've got for you this week. The good news is we're back next week. If you want any information from today's show, simply visit our website. Don't forget to join us on a Monday morning for our Facebook Live sessions as well. I'm Trevor Cochran. We'll see you next week for the Garden Gurus.